girl, hey. Hey girl, hey. Hey boy, hey. Come on in, hit the share button. Nieces and nephews. Hey niece. Thank you, D'Antoine. This is the Hey Girl, Hey shirt. We got Hey Boy, Hey shirts over there. Oh, no, I'm sorry, this is Hey Niece. We got Hey Girl, Hey, we got Hey Boy, Hey, we got Hey Niece all over at CraigTheWriterStewart.com. What's up, people? Hit the share button, niece. All right, we already at 60 people over in Facebook. Excuse me. YouTube is slowly trailing behind. You know, I have to tell you something. YouTube has been filling up the building. It's been more YouTube people than anybody. I got some stories to tell y'all. Oh, Yap is here on the live. She got time from her vacation to be in here on the live. Hey girl, hey. Hey boy, hey. Hey girl, hey. Hey boy, hey. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and this is the Facebook on the cell phone and the YouTube version of Facebook Live. That ain't right. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and this is the Facebook and YouTube Live versions of So Much to Say. These are my thoughts in my voice on black shit, white shit, gay shit, and everything in between. I didn't realize this shirt wasn't as tight as I wanted it to be. This is a medium. I should have got a small. But see, it says, hey, niece. Hey, girl, hey. Hey, boy, hey. So listen. Okay, I got a few things that I want to share with you. So you know last night was the live show. The Queen's Supreme Court show was yesterday, right? So I usually get home anywhere between 1:30 and 2, you know what I'm saying, from the show. Because, you know, we're supposed to start at 10, but we don't usually start till about 10:30, 10:40. Oh, I did not put the phone on Do Not Disturb. Let's hope nobody calls me. Now, the iPad is safe, but over here. But anyway, I usually get home, you know, about 1:30, right? You got you some lip cream? Mine is from Kiehl's, courtesy of Tonette. You got you some lip cream? Get you some lip cream. So I got home last night and could not get into the building. The keypad has been malfunctioning. So I couldn't get into the building last night. And so my key fob, first of all, you know, I got to the gate and, you know, was putting the code in the gate. And it wasn't working. And I was like, okay, the thing at the gate is not working. So I got to the door, and I'm putting the code in, and it wasn't working. So I didn't have my key fob with me simply because it hasn't been working. Like my key fob needs to be reprogrammed. And I've known this for a couple weeks, and I, you know, let the people know in the building that I needed a new key fob. So I was standing outside for about an hour. Okay? I was outside for an hour. So I literally got home. It was about 1:45. Because last night I ended up sitting and talking to Madison for a while. So I ended up getting home. It was like 1:45. Baby, when I tell you I was outside until every bit of 2:38 a.m., I was hot as fish grease. I walked to the back of the building, just thinking that maybe somebody had left it ajar. I walked to the front of the building. I walked to the other building, because there's 2 condo buildings here. I walked over to the other building, thinking that, you know. So I started thinking, cause it's 2 o'clock in the morning. So clearly most people are already sleeping because they got to get up for work today. So I'm like, oh my God, like what am I gonna do? Cell phone was on 19%. But see, I carry like an extra charger, so I was okay with that. So I had another charger. But I was like, okay, whose house can I Uber to? I have keys to my friend Angela's house, but I didn't Uber to her house because I left the keys in the house with the key fob that didn't work. And so I didn't want to Uber to her house and then couldn't get in or have to wake her up, right? So here's what I ended up doing. Y'all ready for this? I went to the Tiffany Smith Bell, said, well, what were you going to do at the other building? I was hoping I was going to catch somebody going in or coming out. And what I was going to do was ask them if I could use their key fob. Because see, my key fob just wasn't programmed. I don't know how it got knocked out, but it's not working. But I was just using the code to get it. So I was just going to see if somebody would either use a key to open the door. Long story short, nobody came. So at one point, somebody came from the other building and he was getting into his truck. By the time I heard him getting into the truck was already turned on. So I ran from my building over to their building, but baby, he was pulling off. I was going to try to catch him or her and be like, hey, can you let me in? But he pulled off, right? So I'm standing outside and I'm thinking to myself, thank God I don't live in a sketchy neighborhood, because I would have really been nervous standing outside at 2 in the morning. So I started thinking, self, what do you do? So first I started thinking I should break the glass because it's a glass door to get into the lobby. And I kept thinking, well, no, I can't break the door because it'll be my luck. There's a camera and they'll know that I did it and then they'll be asking me to pay for it. So I was like, well, I can't break the glass. So then I was thinking about knocking on somebody's window, like on the ground level. See, this is why I would never want to live on the ground level. I don't live on the ground level. Remember, he's upstairs. So anyway, I started to knock on somebody's door or somebody's window, but then I was like, well, it'll be my luck. I'll fuck around and get shot. Gay author shot and killed standing outside of, that's what the headliner would have read. The headline. For those of you that are new, whenever they write a story about a gay person, they always got to put gay man killed or gay man in a car accident. And I'm just like, why they have to put that man's sexuality in the story? They didn't outed people that weren't even out while they were living. So anyway, I said, well, no, I'm not going to knock on somebody's door, somebody's window. And so I kept thinking, and I was just thinking, you just get really resourceful. You know how you're in a bind and you just start getting really resourceful and your juices start going? And then for me, I don't know about you all, but I start thinking like, how is this story going to play out? Like, I try to imagine myself on the other side of it. Have you ever lost your car keys or your house keys or something? And you're like, damn, now how is this going to resolve itself? I thought about knocking on Betty's door, but Betty down the hall from me, so I couldn't get to her. I live in a deluxe apartment in the sky. So anyway, I was just like, well, how am I going to get out of this? And so I'm standing out there, and I just kept thinking to myself, well, thank God, because I had one of those punanis. Remember I ordered a punani last week, and they sent me a kale wrap. It wasn't a punani. Well, I had a credit. So I got me a whole punani yesterday. And so I ate that, and I just kept thinking to myself, thank God I don't have to shit. Thank God I don't have to shit. I'd have been in one of these bushes. And fortunately, I carry wipes in my bag, so I'd have been okay to been able to shit in the bushes, and then I would have just, used one of my little wipes that Tom had sent me. So I just kept thinking, like, how am I going to get myself out of it? And this is the same way that you got to be in your life. This is the same way you have to move throughout life. You got to get creative. When you backed up against the wall, your phone about to get cut off, that mortgage is due, you just got to get creative. Don't panic, niece. If you panic, then you can't think. If you panic, your mind is just clogged up and you can't really be resourceful. So I just kept thinking to myself, like, what should I do? And the light bulb went off. The light bulb went off. Something said, call 911. I called 911. And so I called 911. And I was like, they were like, 911, what's your emergency? I was like, yes, hi. I'm calling because, you know, you got to get real. I said, hi, I'm calling because I have a noise complaint. Damn it. What'd I tell you? The goddamn do not disturb not on. Somebody trying to call my phone. So anyway, I was just like, I have a noise complaint. And she was like, okay, what's your address? So I gave her my address. And she said, where's the noise complaint coming from? So I gave him the unit above me. Hey, Diva Denise, 33 niece. I gave them the unit above me because I've had problems with them before. So I said, they said, okay, I'll send a unit. Baby, when I tell you, because I live in a rich, white, Jewish woman community, I'm just playing. But when I tell you those cars came careening around through the when I say they came careening around through the, they pulled up, so I walked to the other building because I didn't need them to shoot me. Right, because see, I got this backpack on, because I got my backpack on, because you know I got my computer in there because I take the podcast when we do it with Madison. I have my microphone, so I got my backpack. So I'm walking to the other building because once they come over here, like I don't need them shooting me, gay black man just walking out in the dark, right? So I'm in front of the other building when they pull up, and so they come through. Baby, when I tell you they came through. And they couldn't get through the gate. Because, see, I kept thinking, okay, they have a code they can get in the building. And so when they got to the gate, I was like, well, damn, they can't get through the gate. I thought they were going to have a special code to get through the gate. They didn't park outside the gate and walk through. It was 3 of them. So they ended up walking through. So as I see them walking through, I'm walking over towards YouTube. Can y'all hear me? They keep saying that they can't hear, that the volume is low. I don't control the volume, needs. See, I'm using now see, last week they were saying on Facebook, but see, I put YouTube on the iPad tonight. It might be the iPad. I don't know. Anyway, so as they're walking through the gate, I'm walking towards the building, to my building. Nene says she can hear me. Danielle ASB said you can hear me. She can hear me fine, and so did L Walker. I don't know what the rest of y'all doing. So anyway, I'm coming through. Donika Bullock said I sound fine. So anyway, I'm coming through the parking lot. So I get over to the other building, to my building, and so I'm standing in front of the door waiting for them to show up. Now the spirit said, Craig, turn your cell phone off. So I powered my phone off. The spirit had just kind of told me that they were going to try to call my phone. So when they got over to me, they were like, hello. I said, hey, how you doing? I said, the call box is not working. And they said, oh, okay. So one cop said to the other cop, he said, can you get the, can you find out from dispatch the complainant's phone number? So he called my phone. Thank God I had turned it off. Can you imagine if I had let the phone on and they would have called me standing right there? So anyway, I had turned the phone off. So they ended up calling, and it went straight to voicemail, of course. And they were like, oh, well, we tried. Do you know them bastards left me standing there talking about, well, good luck. Good luck? You ain't gonna help me? Y'all not gonna. So y'all just gonna leave me. Y'all just gonna leave me standing out here in the dark? I mean, that's what y'all gonna do? Y'all just gonna leave me standing in the dark out here? I mean, you just, sir, officer, is that what y'all gonna do? Look, they walking away. Is that what y'all gonna do? Just leave me standing on the? So at this point, I'm banging on the glass. Somebody in this building gonna wake up. So I'm banging on the glass. I'm just banging on the glass, right? I'm banging on the glass. Finally, this black woman that lives in the building, her hair all over her head. She done came up here, her eyes half closed, and she's sliding her feet across the floor. I see her coming through. And so she comes and opens it. She got one eye open. She like this. And so she rubbing her eyes. And so she came. And so once you get close to the door, it switches and unlocks. So I pulled the door open. And I said, "Did you hear me banging?" She was like, I said, "Praise God." I said, "Thank you so very much." She probably had to get up and go to work today. She probably had to work today. I need to figure out what building, which condo she's in, and I'm gonna have to send her a little. I'll send her so much to say. I'll send her a say it in the card, thank you card. Isn't that good enough? If I send her a little thank you card from my greeting card line, I'll just go and I'll find her one day and send her a little thank you card. I said, "Thank you so much." When I tell you I got in here, I was like, "Thank you, Jesus." You know how you come home and you finally get in the house? I had been out there for a whole hour. The mosquitoes had bit me up. But I did come in and brush my teeth. I brushed and flossed. Okay, so that was the first story I had to tell y'all. I'm not giving her no book, Rita. You got to be smarter, okay? We're not giving away no book. Did you want to cash out me $20 and I'll take it down there to her? Rita? Donnie said a thank you card is sufficient. A thank you card is $4.95. A book is $20. She ain't did $20 worth of work coming to open the door. Look, you can talk shit now that you in the building. Love My Drummer said, "I would have come and picked you up." Look, Rochelle said, now, she let you in the building now. That's why I'm going to send her one of them $4.95 cards, and I'm going to sign it. And I'm going to sign it. Thanks, niece. Okay, so listen. Let me tell you the next story. So, you guys know Labane. Labane is my friend that comes over and we make the smoothies and stuff. We do the vegan smoothies, right? Steven said, "You know I wouldn't have left you." Look at P. Marcel talking about, "Craig, give her a book." P. Marcel, didn't you have a book on layaway that you were supposed to finish paying off so we could gift? Did she tell me what I was supposed to? Did she ever? Where's Lola? Did P. Marcel ever finish? Because she was supposed to pay the other part of her book layaway because she was gifting the book. Yeah? Did she ever pay that? Because I don't think she did. BJ, did you get your books today, niece? Now listen, those of you that we gifted books to the other day, I get a shipment tomorrow, so you should be having your books. Not you should be. You'll have your books Thursday or Friday because I get a new shipment tomorrow. Okay, so if you haven't gotten it, look at Shamika. Well, the locksmith would have been more than $20. Niece, she getting a $4.95 card. Okay, that's it. What is Afterpay? I don't know what Afterpay is. I have Cash App, Google Wallet, or Google Pay, and Zelle. Okay, now let me give you to the next story. So you know my friend Labane that makes the smoothies. She comes over here, we do the smoothies and stuff. Well, she's going to come over here this Sunday. Now, you know I don't usually do lives on Sunday. But we're going to do a live this coming Sunday. I'm not sure of a specific time just yet, okay? So just make sure your notifications are turned on. But we're going to do, it's going to be in the evening. It's going to be, Gia, sit down. Somebody sit Gia down. She's sitting there trying to rush me. I don't know if she thinks she's rushing. She thinks she's running something. It's going to be this Sunday evening, though. We're going to do a vegan soul food dinner, okay? So for those of you that's been asking me, oh, Lola says she's just getting off. Who knew that Lola had another job? We thought Impeccable Works was her only job. Yeah, Seema, you late, niece. Seema said, "Oh, am I late? Girl, yeah, you 21 minutes late." Yeah, you were late, niece. So we're going to do a vegan soul food dinner. Now, Labane is saying that she's going to make a vegan cornbread, and she swears it's the gaga. as they used to say on Noah's Ark. She swears it's good. Now, some of you have been asking me to do more vegan cooking and showing stuff like that, so we're going to do that. Because I told her, I said, I don't know a whole bunch of recipes, so we're going to do that. So I know she said something about a collard green stir fry or something. Cause so for those of you that only know how to do collard greens with ham hocks and shoulders, ham hocks and shoulders and stuff, we're going to show you another way. Okay, so you can stop swelling up your ankles and your elbows with all that pork and all that salt in that pork. So anyway, I don't know what else we're gonna do, but what she's gonna come over here on Sunday. Don't know the time yet, and look at Alicia talking about I sent you a cookbook. You sent me a cookbook. Tynette sent me a cookbook. But niece, when am I supposed to have time to leaf through there to find recipes, niece? I'll get to it. To the cookbook. But anyway, she's gonna come. So what's gonna happen is she's gonna let me know on Saturday what to buy. Okay. So what I'm going to do. Oh, Wendy, you need me to check the GoFundMe? Okay, niece, I'll get an email. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna order the groceries on Saturday in preparation for our Sunday dinner. Okay. So she's gonna let me know what's gonna be on the menu, and then I'm going to order the groceries from Amazon on Saturday, and then they'll come on Sunday. Okay, so that's that. So anyway, I was talking to her before I got on this live. And a few things came to mind, right? So she was telling me how she's in North Carolina, and, they were swimming, and she was telling me how her nephew almost drowned. He's 10 years old. And so I started telling her, well, she was telling me several things, and it just made me think of like a few different things that I had never shared with you guys. So I'm going to share those stories with you now. So she was saying how her nephew got caught in the undertow. They were in the ocean, niece, and he almost drowned. Okay? And so when she was telling me that, I was just like, I almost drowned. When I was a kid, I almost drowned. And that means I would not be sitting here with you guys right now. Seema, you're very welcome. So listen, when you guys come on Sunday, make sure you have your pen and pad to write down stuff. But drowning has to be one of the scariest ways of dying. That and getting shot or getting stabbed or burning up in a fire. That riptide almost took him out to the ocean, right? So I was telling her, like, when I was a kid, my family, we went down to Myrtle Beach. And I saw this little white girl running on the side of the pool. And she just jumped in. She was just running and she jumped in. And see, I don't remember how old I was, but at whatever age it was, I did not know that those numbers on the side of the pool represented how deep the water was. Okay? So I was young. I didn't know. That little white girl, she was shorter than I was at the time. So I thought, surely I can stand up. I wasn't thinking about swimming. I just figured she ain't gonna run and jump in that water if she can't stand up. Baby, when I tell you that little white girl ran and jumped in that water and I went and ran behind her, the kid almost lost his life, okay? I would not, listen, there would have been no book called Words Never Spoken. There would have been no Pen Pals group. There would have been no book called One Thing for Certain, Two Things for Sure. There would not have been a book called So Much to Say. There would not have been a podcast called So Much to Say Podcast. I mean, listen, I don't know what you'd be doing with yourself on a Tuesday night at 9 p.m. I don't know what you'd be doing with yourself. But listen, I wouldn't have been here. Baby, when I tell you I ran and leaped out into that water, and the ground was not there, the floor was not there. Listen, all I remember, now I don't know where my father was. He was not paying attention. He was not paying attention. He was not where he was supposed to be. And my mother, she probably was, Rita, she probably was somewhere smoking a Benson and Hedge because she was smoking cigarettes at the time. the little white girl's brother ran in. He saw this. He was older than I was at the time. Well, he's older than I am. He saw me. He was a teenager. And when I say he ran and jumped in that water and he pulled me up out of there, I'm gasping and coughing. And let me tell you about black parents. Let me tell you about black parents. My father gonna get mad with me because he wasn't on top of his job. Well, what would you go? Now, how you gonna be mad with me? Your ass supposed to be standing here watching me. That's why the rules up there by the pool say all kids need to have adult supervision. Huh? That's why the sign. That's why the sign is there. Now, how you gonna come yank me up and be mad with me? Now, first of all, what I need you to do is love on me because I almost drowned. I almost saw the other side. He's sitting there yanking me up. No, I needed you to give me a hug and say, son, I'm glad you're okay. What kind of... That's a trauma. That's a trauma. You understand what I'm saying? You ever had trauma happen? We've all had trauma. And you know, we care. See, you got to do the work on your trauma from your childhood. See, that stuff carries and follows you through adulthood. And you carry that trauma into your relationships. Amen. But see, you got to do that work. You got to do that inner work to get rid of that trauma. Huh? Baby, he yelling at me. He's standing there with these Bobo socks on. We talking about Bobos. Y'all remember Bobos? Those were the socks with the color rings around. He's standing with them socks up to his ankles, up to his kneecaps, yelling at me with these two small shorts. That's where I get them little tiny shorts from. My father used to wear small shorts. So anyway, needless to say, we became good friends with the white people while we were on vacation. We sure did. We went to dinner and stuff, all because I almost tragically died, drowning. I mean, he literally was fussing at me because I was just... Anyway, so I wanted to tell you the story about how I almost drowned when I was a kid. All of this was sparked by my conversation with Laverne, right? So then we started talking because she was telling me about... I'm not going to tell all her business. I'm just going to tell a little bit, okay? No, I'm just going to tell the part about when she said, you know, she grew up in the projects and stuff, and so she still... I was just going to tell a little bit about that. No, we're not still in touch with the white people. I can't even remember where they lived. I think they were we're from Maryland. I want to say they were from like Delaware or Pennsylvania, you know, because we were all down in Myrtle Beach, right? We were down in Myrtle Beach, and so we had all driven down. We didn't know them, of course, but we just happened to be in the same place for vacation. But I can't remember where they're from. But I came across that picture of me and the little white girl. The little white girl, she was sweet on me. She sure was. She was sweet on me. And there's a picture of us together. But anyway, Laverne was talking about, hey Jocelyn, hey niece. So listen, I should have kept my narrow neck ass on the side and shouldn't have been ripping and running behind that little white girl. But listen, so Laverne was telling me about how she had family visit her. How many of you got family that visit and you really don't want them to visit? Well, she had family to visit. She said they were only there for about 2 days, but it felt like they were there for 5 days. Right, can you... So listen, she said it felt like they were there for 5 days, right? And she was basically saying how this is going to help somebody. She was basically saying how, you know, as a kid, that's when you get your insecurities, right? That's when you develop your insecurities. And so, like, I have nieces and nephews, and when I'm around them, I always try to encourage them and love on them and to try to combat those insecurities. But no matter what you do, everybody's going to have insecurities. You know what I'm saying? That's just a part of life. And I think that's just a part of the work that you have to do while you're here. And so she was just saying how the visit from these particular family members brought up or triggered certain childhood insecurities and things and, you know, that kind of thing, right? So she was talking about how she has family, relatives who She had a relative who was a kingpin. And so the kingpin's kids had all of the nice sneakers and all of the good clothes and stuff. And you know, her mama was a policeman or policewoman. And so she was on a different kind of salary. So the kingpin's kids had all of the fancy stuff, and Laverne didn't really have a lot of stuff, right? So, you know, you feel inadequate when you were a kid, right? Because as a kid, you start comparing yourself to other people, other kids, you know what I'm saying? You know, because everybody got, well, not everybody, but the kingpin's kids had all of the late, great sneakers and stuff. But she says there's something about, listen, let me show y'all something. But see, I almost knocked Facebook over. But let me tell y'all something about tables. Them tables turn, niece. I just wanted to show you this little demonstration. But tables turn, niece. Them tables always turn. And so she was basically saying that the kids of the kingpin, it leveled out, niece. Them tables turned as they got older. Because you know the kingpin can't always be a kingpin. Mm-hmm. In other words, what she was saying was she ended up better off. Huh? She ended up better off. And so what I was explaining to her was it reminded me of something. It reminded me of my childhood, right? As a kid, I had an older parent, right? Hey, Valerie Simmons Britton. She's been quiet lately. Hey, so I had an older parent. My mother had me at 32 years old, right? Now watch this. Who picking up what I'm putting down? I'm about to give you a lesson. See, y'all thought y'all were going to come here just for shits and giggles tonight, but I'm about to bless you. Let me grease my lips up a little bit more. My mother was 32 when she had me, right? So that meant by the time I was 10, she was 42. Where my math whiz is at? Add that 10 and that 32. So I was 10 when she was 42, right? So of course at 10 years old, you're in the 5th grade. You're around the 5th, unless you failed. And if you failed, you may still be in the 3rd. But most of us, by the time we were 10, we were in the 5th grade, okay? Hey, Shay Mays. Hey, girl, hey. Watch this, niece. So listen, watch this. I'm a 70s baby. I was born in 1976, right? Come on, Jessica Wright. Watch this, niece. So I'm a 70s baby. So I was born in 1976. So I was a part of that era of parents that were really young, right? Young girls having kids. Now, of course, like we have grandparents and stuff that had a kid that was 14 at 14 and 13 and stuff like that. But it didn't happen like it was happening in the 70s, right? Or in the 80s. You know, when I was coming up, that's when girls started having kids at like 19, well, not even 19, 15 and 16. Remember I told you guys before, I'm from Baltimore. We had a whole high school dedicated to girls that were pregnant. Now, of course, the girls don't get pregnant by themselves. So I'm not saying at all that this is just the responsibility of the girls. I'm just saying that there was a whole school for girls that were pregnant, right? Every girl that went to this particular school in Baltimore is called Paquin. It's no longer there. But all of the girls were pregnant or new mothers or whatever. So long story short, when I was coming through, that's when it became a thing. It was becoming a trend, right? That all of these girls were having babies young. So baby, when I was 10, Gladys was 42. So as I matriculated, say it with me, as I matriculated into middle school, you know, I was 11, 12, 13. So at this point, Gladys knocking on 50. Gladys was 45 by the time I was coming out of middle school. And all of my friends had young mothers. All of my friends had young mothers. Gladys was 45. Here, their mothers were 21, 23. And they'd be coming up to the school in sports cars and little leather jackets. Like they were stylish, niece. Hair was done. This is when the women in Baltimore used to wear tight, hard curls. They used to spritz their hair, so they used to have them hard curls, and they used to wear them hard French rolls and stuff. So my friends, 45 is not old, Gia. Pay attention, niece. She done lost. She done got caught up in the story. She ain't even listening to the story. 45 is not old, niece. But relatively speaking, niece, it was old. Because all of my peers, their parents were 23 or 19. You picking up what I'm putting down? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So my mother was 45. And here these girls, their mothers was 23, 21. So my mother was the girl that got her hair done. And if she was going to drop me off at school, or she had to come up for a parent-teacher meeting, and she had just got her hair done the day before, and she was off that day, so she was only coming to the school to drop me off or to have this quick little meeting and then go back home to go to bed because she was on her off day. My mother was not taking her hair rollers out of her head. She was not going to take her rollers down or her scarf. Okay? She had them little, listen, she had them little rollers that were sponges. She had them rollers that were sponges. Them little sponge hair rollers. She was not taking her hair rollers out. And I'd be like, Mom, can you not come into school with them hair rollers in? She'd be like, boy, if you don't get out my face, I didn't just pay you, got my hair done. I'm going back home and getting into bed. I ain't thinking about these kids. That was her. But see, the other kids, their parents were young. So they were all concerned about image. They were coming up to the school, hair, dressed, looking like they fell out of a magazine. They driving little sports cars because they were, yes, the little pink sponge rollers. You picking up what I'm putting down. Listen. And then some of my friends, their parents were dating, their mamas were dating drug dealers. They were dating drug dealers, so they were coming up there in the latest, greatest cars. Now here's the thing. This is what I was sharing with LaBenet before we got onto this live. My mother, according to my aunts and everybody, my mother was very stylish when she was younger. But you know, as you get older, you get your priorities in order, right? It's a pair of boots right now that I want to order, but I can't order them now because it's the beginning of the month. I got bills due, and I can't buy the boots. But I want them boots. So my mother, as she started getting older, her priorities shifted. Say priorities shift, niece. And some of y'all priorities still ain't shift. You still gonna spend your last bit of money on a pair of shoes. And they're gonna figure out the light bill later. Well, girl, what happened to your lights? Didn't you just get paid the other day? Oh, girl, I saw these shoes I wanted to get. Oh. So listen, so as my mother started getting older, she's always known quality because when I was in middle school, we were shopping at Macy's and the Heck Company. Where my people from up north, they know about the Heck Company. We call it Hex for short. We were shopping in places like that. So she knew quality, but she wasn't. Used jeans was the thing when I was in middle school. Used jeans. Yes, Cynthia Garrett said mom and hair rollers is page 20 and words never spoken. Listen, used jeans was the shit when I was growing up. They were $90, $100. You know, my mother was like, I'm not paying for that. My mother was like, I'm not paying for that. Now, you can get you some nice Nikes and get some other kind. You can get some Wrangler jeans or some Lees or something like that, but ain't nobody spending no money on no used jeans from the, ain't nobody spending money on used jeans or damage from over there at the merry-go-round. Ain't nobody spending money on that. So, but all my friends who had these young parents and Jabot jeans, and all my friends who had the young parents, they had these drug dealer boyfriends, or they had young mamas who lived at home with their mamas, so they was able to buy my peers all of the latest and greatest clothes, right? It wasn't until I got to college and appreciated that I had an older mother. Who picking up what I'm putting down? It wasn't until I got to college that I realized the value of having a mama that was a little bit older. When I got to college, I realized that most of my peers in college had parents who were around my mother's age. And that was the first realization. The second realization that I had was my friends that were in college with me who had younger parents were also the same friends who were struggling to pay their tuition. Who remembers G.E. Patterson? He would look over that pulpit when he really said something, impactful. I'm going to say it again because somebody missed it. Gia probably missed it because she's too busy trying to type. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. What I realized was when I was in college, my friends who had younger parents were oftentimes the same friends who were struggling to pay their tuition. Huh? Those of us that had older parents, we had all that stuff figured out because our parents were older and their priorities were in shape. Huh? You don't hear me? And then I shared this story too. When I was getting ready to go away to college, I went to Hampton University. When I went into college, it was like $12,000, $13,000 a year. It was like $12,000, $13,000 a year when I went to Hampton. And when I tell you, a friend of mine, said to me, "Oh, you going to Hampton? Oh, it's expensive to go there. You'll be back next year. How your mother gonna afford that?" And see, I started to panic because my friend had planted this fear, right? This is why you got to be careful who you share stuff with. She had planted this fear, right? And so I said to my mother, I said, "Well, listen, I don't really know if I want to go to Hampton because it's expensive to go there, and you know." My mother said, "Well, wait, what? What you talking about?" She said, I said, "Well, I know it's expensive to go there, and such said it's expensive to go there, so I'm just gonna probably go somewhere else." She said, "Let me tell you something." She said, "I'm gonna take care of this." She said, "I'm gonna take care of Hampton. You just get down there and do what you're supposed to do." She said, "You just get down there and do what you're supposed to do. I got the tuition. I'm gonna handle that." Let me tell y'all something. There ain't nothing like a black woman. Do you hear me? It ain't nothing like a black woman. Man, that's no disrespect to anybody else that's in here, but it ain't nothing like a black woman. When a black woman says, "I got this," you better believe she damn it got it. He went on and walked across that stage in 4 years. He sure did. But anyway, but the other part of the story is, I just realized that things didn't really level out or balance out until I got to college, and I appreciated having an older parent because I was just like, "Oh, it makes sense now." But again, those tables had turned. The tables had turned because all those people, all of my friends, my school friends who had young parents, who had the latest and greatest clothes, who had the newest, well, at the time cell phones weren't a thing, but right now it would be the newest cell phone and all that kind of stuff. That shit don't matter. So like for those of you parents that are in here trying to go out of your way to have the latest and greatest for your kids, because you think your kids are going to feel deprived if you don't get them the latest and greatest, you better put that shit to the side and have some money to the side for them later on. Even if they don't end up going to college, even if you don't store or stash money away for them to go to college, put some money to the side because they might want to start a business. They may want to start a business one day. You never know. You never know. You know, what y'all over here saying on YouTube? I'm looking at the comments over here, Paula Gray. Stop trying to keep up with the people, because then you're gonna be the one. You're gonna be the parent with the child in college that's struggling on scholarship at the financial aid office every day after class. Huh? See, I didn't have to spend a lot of time over at the financial aid office because Gladys had that handled. But see, some of y'all, you spending all your money and then you mad because the school ain't giving you and your kids enough money for tuition. No, that's your responsibility. No, that's your responsibility. How you gonna get mad because they ain't giving out no aid? How you getting mad with them because they ain't giving out no aid? No. When y'all were sitting out there at the crab shack eating every week, buying the newest sneakers every time they could, you don't hear me? Going to get a new car every 2 years. That ain't their responsibility. That's yours. It's called sacrificing, niece. So anyway, so that was those are the stories that I wanted to share. I think that was all I wanted to tell you. about those, the older parents. I think that was it. And then my college friends, it leveled out. But listen, so here's what I wanted to share with you guys too. I did want to tell you this. So my people on YouTube, who've just been following me since we started doing it on YouTube, you're not going to know who I'm talking about. But for my Facebook people, especially my So Much to Say podcast pen pal people, you guys remember Theodore Robinson, our pen pal over in Hawaii. We got people watching everywhere. Thank you, Valerie Britton. Well, we have people watching from a lot of different places. And so here's what I want to share with you guys. Remember, was I doing YouTube videos in April? I don't remember. I don't remember when I started streaming on YouTube. But we have a pen pal. He's originally from Baltimore, which is my hometown. He now lives in Hawaii. I've never met him. I don't know him. I've never met him. But he just was a very, very active participant on my Facebook page when I was doing Facebook only. And so he hasn't been here since we've been streaming on YouTube. But I had asked my people on Facebook to please say a prayer for him April 29th. So this was a couple months ago. So I never told them why I asked them to pray for him. I just simply asked you guys to pray for him. And so let me just give you a little history. So Theodore, I don't know how he started following my page. I have no idea. But he found my page and he just started supporting everything that I do, right? So before I relaunched my greeting card website, sayitinthe.card.com, I would just show a few pictures here and there on the live, and I would read a couple, and he supported that. The new website wasn't even up. He supported it. Then when my first book, he bought the first book, he bought the second book, and then the third book came out, he bought that. And then he was one of the ones who gifted a lot of books. So like when we're on here and we're giving away books, he would cash at me and say, hey, give these books out. Like he would do it a lot. And so fast forward, he had messaged me April 21st and said, Craig, I really need you to say a prayer for me. Remember, I've never met him. He said, I really need you to say a prayer for me. And what he shared with me was that he was undergoing brain surgery. He had 3 cerebral aneurysms that had to be removed, right? So I came on the live and I just simply said, please go on and say a prayer for him, and I didn't share it. But he's been on my mind since April 29th. So what happened was, like I said, he lives in Hawaii. I don't know the time difference, but I messaged him when I woke up on the 29th. I inboxed him on Facebook, and I said, hey there, I know today is the day. I said, I can't remember what I said, but I said something like, believe and know that it's already done and that God is there with you, and whatever. I can't remember exactly what I said, but I sent him a message. And then he replied and said, thank you, I appreciate it. And that was that. I have not talked to him since April 29th on Facebook. And so every now and then he comes across my mind, and I would go on his page, I would go on his Facebook page, and I would look to see if there was any activity at all on his Facebook, and there was never any activity. And so I started to think that maybe he died. Honestly speaking, I just being completely transparent. I thought maybe he died. I thought maybe the surgery wasn't successful. So at that point, I started going on his page just to see if I could see anybody posting saying, rest in peace. You know how people go on people's social media. I was looking for messages like that. Still didn't see anything. And so yesterday, I woke up. This is completely separate from this story. But yesterday, I woke up and I had tears in my eyes. And every now and then that happens to me. I wake up and I'm like almost crying, right? And when I woke up, I was really just thinking, in the times that it's happened where I like woke up with these tears, it's really me just feeling really, really grateful. Really grateful for everything. Grateful for the setbacks, grateful for the struggles, grateful for the wins, grateful for the lessons, grateful for every single thing that you can think about, right? And I'm saying this to whomever's in here watching. I don't know what your circumstance is. It could be a health thing, it could be a financial thing, it could be a family thing, it could be a relationship thing. I don't know what it is. But I'm sharing this with you because perhaps you'll see yourself in what I'm sharing with you. But I woke up just in tears and just thinking about all of the things that I've overcome, no matter how difficult. Going back to the beginning of this video, I said to you when I was locked out last night, I'm bringing it home, niece, I'm bringing it home. When I was locked out last night, I kept thinking about what it would look like on the other side of me getting into the building. I kept thinking about how is this going to resolve itself? Every single thing that you confront in life, you need to look at it like that. How am I going to get to the other side of this? Because that's really what it's about. And so I remember just thinking, like, I'm just grateful for coming through everything. Because you're going through some things and you've been through some things that somebody else has gone through, but they lost their mind trying to get through it. You understand what I'm saying? Like when I think about some of the financial stuff I've been through, some of the relationship stuff I've been through, I made it through it. The other people have been through those same things or similar things, but they lost their minds trying to get through it. Right? So I just woke up just thinking about just thinking about that. And again, I started thinking about Theodore. For some reason, I started thinking about Theodore again. So I went back to my Facebook and I was looking at the different times that I had messaged him, because I've messaged him at least 5 times since April 29th. It's now what, July 30th? I've messaged him several times since then. And there was nobody read the messages, nobody's looked at it. And yesterday, the Spirit said, you know how people say, I heard God say? When I was a kid, I never really understood what that meant. I heard God say. So what does it say? It's just your instincts telling you something, or your intuition. I heard God say, go look on his page again. Go down his timeline again. So I went down his timeline, and I'm looking through pictures that he's posted, and I'm looking to see who he's tagged in the pictures, because I'm about to message somebody. So I go through there, and I stumbled across someone named Olivia. And I looked at her page, and I inboxed her. And I messaged her, and I said, hey, you don't know me. I've never met Theodore. I didn't even know what her relationship was to him. And I basically told her that, he was a part of, the people that supported me and, getting to this point in my career. And I wanted to find out how he was doing. I said, and I knew it probably would be weird getting a message from a stranger, knowing so much about something so personal. So I screenshot a message that he and I had where he had told me about the surgery and what it was and him asking me to pray. I sent her that message, and I said to her, I was just checking on him because I hadn't heard from him, and I was just wondering, how he was doing. If you could give me any information, I'd appreciate it. She messaged back. Come to find out, it's his daughter. And she said that she relocated. She was living in North Carolina. And I had already investigated all of this because I had looked at her page before I messaged her. She said she had relocated and moved to Hawaii to take care of him. And she said that the surgery was a success and that he's recovering, but he just can't speak yet. And oh my God, I think I'm about to cry. This is the second time you guys have seen me cry on live. But anyway, she said that he can't talk. She said he'll be able to talk in about a month. I think it's really important to just be grateful for whatever's going on in your life. And I know sometimes I joke and I cut up and I say heavy ankles and that kind of thing. And some of you get it and you genuinely know that I'm joking and that I'm playing and I'm really just trying to encourage you and to push you to be a better version of yourself. But some people don't get it, and some people, I get your messages and you let me have it, you let me hold it, and you tell me that you think that I think I'm better and I think I have all the answers and I'm not a doctor and this, that, and the third. It's never been about that. For me, what I try to do with this social media is to use it in such a way that we really do learn and grow from each other, and that we inspire each other, we push each other, we teach each other, we learn from each other, all of those kinds of things. But I think the reason that I got a little sad just now or emotional just now is because I've never met this guy. I've never met him, and just serendipitously, he started following me. I don't even know when he started following me. It's probably a year or so ago. I don't even know how he started following me. But all I know is that man supported everything that I've done. He supported every single thing that I've done. And like I said, I didn't even have a greeting card website up. And he was sending me money through Cash App just to purchase cards from me. And here this man is over there, can't even talk. And he's basically fighting for his life, to come back. And so China Dickerson asked me the other day, what charity are we going to support next? Is there a charity we're going to support next? And I don't have a charity just yet, but one part of the conversation that I had with his daughter is that if there's anything that I can do to help support you, let me know. And so I told her that I would ask you guys if you guys wanted to join me in supporting her, because she's his 24-hour care provider. She's not working. She gave up her job and to help him, and she's taking care of him. She sent me a list of things that she needs or that he needs. I'll give you a full list tomorrow. I just kind of wanted to plant the seed tonight and let you know. But he needs like adult diapers, because I'm imagining he's confined to the bed. But they need gloves. And I'm thinking like the gloves that they use in the hospital, like the disposable gloves. She gave me a list of different things, but she said, of course, they could use money as well, because she's trying to get a lot of this stuff to be covered through the insurance, but it hasn't been approved yet. And like I said, she gave up her job to help him. And so even aside from the things that they need, when you're taking care of a person and you don't have an income, you need things too. You know what I'm saying? So I want us to kind of try to do a combination of things and money, and whatever it is, okay? So we can do cash through her Cash App. You're not going to Cash App me. I got her Cash App information. So tomorrow when we come on this live, I'm going to post her Cash App information and the list of the things that she needs. And I'm verifying their address. It's in Honolulu. I have his address, of course, because I've shipped him stuff, his greeting cards, his books, and stuff like that. So I have his address, but I'm just confirming with her that it's the correct address, because he may be convalescing someplace other than his house, right? So I just want to make sure that when we send the stuff, it's going to the right place, and that, oh wow, Marcellus just Cash App $200, and I'm going to send that right over to his daughter. So tomorrow I'll get that information to you guys, all right, if you can. And if you can't, that's fine too. Just say a prayer. If you can't, just say a prayer. And then Alicia just Cash App $50, so that's $250. And I'll be sure to show you my Cash App so you can see that I'm going to send all of the money over. And so thank you for that. And Keon will be here tomorrow because Keon is going out of town on Thursday. Okay, so Keon will be here tomorrow. All right. So before Keon and I get on here cutting up and carrying on, I'm gonna post the information on here for Theo. All right. So you guys have an amazing night. Thank you for being a village. Thank you for being a village. Let me say this last thing. And I know that some of you have messaged me before because you're a little short on your rent or your power bill or your lights are about to be cut off or something like that. That's not something that I can really jump behind because to me this is a real need. And not to say that people don't need lights and electricity, but the reality is we don't know if you just fucked up your money or if you really need help. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if you out shopping and spending your money. You know, your priorities out of order. But no, seriously. Something like this, simply because he had asked me to pray for him, it's the reason that I knew about it. And the same thing with Deacon Santana. You all know Deacon Santana. He comes in here every night. He's down in Jacksonville. I've only met Deacon Santana once. That was at a signing that I did in Jacksonville. So I've only met Deacon Santana once. But again, like Deacon Santana, he's and I'm sharing this only because we talk about this in the So Much to Say podcast pen pal group, right? But oh my God, Averill Duvernay just sent $400. Somebody before her just sent $20. I missed the name. I'm sorry. But Deacon Santana has shared this with me, and then we shared it in the So Much to Say podcast pen pal group because Deacon Santana is waiting for a liver transplant, or it's a kidney transplant. So I helped him raise some money for that because I knew about it. It just came to me organically. So it's not that I'm ignoring you guys when you message me saying, hey, my power about to get cut off. It's not that I'm unsympathetic. It's not that. It's just that, I can't ask the people to pay for something like that because we don't know the circumstances behind that. But a life and death issue, absolutely. All right. So listen, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to post all the information for Theodore. If you have my Cash App, you can Cash App me and just put in the memo that it's for Theodore. All right. Or you can just wait till tomorrow and I'll have the list of things too. Because some of y'all I know work at hospitals and y'all going to steal them surgical gloves and them adult diapers and stuff and them Pampers and stuff that he needs. But anyway, have a great night. Bye.